Um, Hello. For those of you who don't know me, my name's Cullum, and during the summer I cycled from Dublin to Galway. I've always been a bit of an adventurer, supposedly. I've done loads of hiking and camping, but never much cycling and camping. I only cycled to and from college, really. I liked it as a way of travel, it was fun, still is, but I'd never combined it with camping before. So this is my first foray into that, really, and I hadn't really done any training, so I didn't know what I was going to be capable of. So it was interesting to see that as the days kind of unfolded. Well, it was mostly one day, really, but I'll get into that later. Yeah, I decided to record a video of it along the way as well, and all I had was this Canon camera that was in my family for the last couple of years, so it's pretty not that good. I'm sorry for the shoddy camera work. I don't have a GoPro or anything, so there's no stabilization of the footage, and I was recording it most of the time cycling one-handed, so I was a bit shaky with my right hand while I was filming. Sorry about the wind noise as well. That's another thing. I didn't really bring any microphones or anything. I didn't think this through hardly very much, but it still should be fun. It's like you're there with me. That's kind of the idea. Yeah, enjoy it anyway. So I packed up my bike and I put it on the train and off I went. Okay guys, it's currently 20 past 5. I'm just about to start cycling. Nice early morning here in Dublin. Let's do this. It was pretty cool cycling in Dublin at this hour because it was so quiet and there were nice cycle paths. Oh lads, look at that. Isn't that just lovely this time of day? You know, one thing I keep trying to do today is I keep trying to pace myself, because you know, you get this mentality when you're cycling and you're like, I'm going to go up this hill is my bitch, but then the hill in question makes you its bitch, and then you're there puffing and panting, and then you keel over and faint. Something along those lines sound familiar? I don't know, I'm trying to avoid that headache today, but it's nice to go fast when you can, like now. Okay, should be coming up over the M50 soon. I left Phoenix Park there just a second ago. Some of you guys might be wondering what type of training I've done for this. I've done approximately fucking nothing in terms of training, but like I cycled to college, if that counts. So I am interested to see how I end up doing. Now, for the next big long while, I'm going to be going on this Royal Canal Way towards Mullingar. So that's going to be nice and fun. No roads necessarily, just a bit of shite like this. Alright guys, situation update. Ended up on this Royal Canal Way, but I don't think bikes are meant to go on it. There's like a sign that said no bikes, and normally I'd be like, grand, I won't go on this, but man, it's like 6 a.m. on a Sunday. Don't think we'll be interrupting anyone. Okay, finally on a nice paved cycleway again. The thing I was just cycling on there had like tree trunks coming out the ground and rocks kind of spewing out, so it might not be the best for my bike, even though it is a hybrid. But okay guys, finally made it to Leixlip. Took just over an hour from Dublin. I think it was like from where I left to here is around 20k, so under 20k an hour. I don't really want to be keeping that pace up. I kind of want to be getting a bit faster, but as you can see over here, on a nice greenway now. We were basically on a walking path for the last, I don't know how long, but too long. Now we're on a nice proper greenway 10 to 7. I'm getting pretty hungry because I didn't have any breakfast. I had a big old dinner last night, but yeah, I did kind of abandon the League Slip shop idea. I think shops will be open at 8. It is Sunday, to be fair. Yeah, we're gone past League Slip now, and we're on to the next town, which Maynooth, I think. Yeah. Okay, we're currently in Maynooth. This place is actually quite nice. I was going pretty well, even though I hadn't had any breakfast. I wasn't listening to any music. I was kind of just going off of vibes, to be honest. But it worked for me because the trip had only started. Now, and the other thing is, I don't know if you can hear that, but yeah, the wheel is kind of going like, which makes me think, I don't know, I'm putting in more effort than I have to. Like I've overcome resistance there, and that's what's making that sound. Okay, just coming into Kilcock now. I'm definitely starting to slow down a small bit. Still pacing myself not too badly. Roll on 8 o'clock. I am getting hungrier by the minute. At this point, a thought kind of came to me. When you get really good at something, for example hiking, and you do that thing with a newcomer who makes all the mistakes that you once did, you kind of think to yourself, oh, I'm better than that, I'm better than this person, I'd never make those mistakes. And you kind of forget the feeling of doing the thing for the first time. This is how I felt with bike packing. I was definitely making some mistakes that were pretty easy to make, but the elation and the fun of doing it for the first time was very much there. And it's kind of easy to forget that once you get so good at something. Okay, just having a little stop here. 2 kilometers past Kilcock. Oh, my arse is starting to ouch. It's a bit sore. Yeah, we're not doing too bad. Boom. I'm going to be going beside that for like basically the whole day till we get to Mullingar, which I really wonder what time we're going to get there at. Turns out that I'm 52 kilometers from Mullingar, which is kind of mad. I don't know how much I've done already. There's definitely maybe like 30 odd kilometers, not 40, no, maybe not 40. Yeah, I'm going to be there super early. I don't know what I'll do because I was planning on camping in a lake just past Mullingar, so I will have to see what I do when I get there, because I don't think I'm going to do it all in one day. That's kind of the cut-off point, but I don't know. I must see what I do.
Teacher for the Middle Ages literature, and I had a wonderful teacher there called, her name is Mary McKay, and she comes over and teaches my own students here for me still.
Okay, it is now 9:05. I left Enfield like 5 minutes ago, something like that, 5-10 minutes maybe. I just passed a sign there that said it's 43 kilometers to Mullingar, so I don't know, that'll take about like 3 hours, 2.5. Yeah, I'm debating stopping at this lake place to camp, because I'm gonna get there at like 1 o'clock, or else going on to Athlone and then seeing how I do, because when I got to Enfield I thought I was really tired, like my legs were starting to feel it, and the power was certainly lacking. But just after that quick breakfast, I'd say I'll stop for like half an hour, maybe 20 minutes. Even that, and now just getting going again feels much better than I thought it would have. So who knows? Oh yeah, I'm also trying to, I don't know if you can see it there. Yeah, that little antenna there, it's my radio. I'm trying to get that to work so I can listen to something other than my own thoughts for a while. But every time I turn on my radio,
comes on for a few seconds and it comes off again. I swear it's not the batteries, because I changed the batteries on a trip in Leitrim at the end of July there, and the batteries in these radios last for months. Oh man, I'm feeling pretty good. I just found out that I'm 7 kilometers past Enfield now. It feels like I didn't leave it long ago, so that's a plus. There isn't really any landmarks or notable villages, no offence, between Enfield and Mullingar. Just a 40k stretch, so kind of got to put the head down. But aside from the whole radio fiasco, I'm feeling good. It's nice to kind of log this moment, because I definitely won't be feeling good at some point today, and I'll be logging that as well. That was interesting. I'll show you here. Okay, I have no idea what that looks like, but yeah, I just cycled through a fishing competition. That was interesting. There's just a bunch of cars along the road here, and lads all fishing, all lined up. It wasn't like a 3, 2, 1 go sort of job, but that was interesting. What the hell? Who's drying their clothes out here? I wonder. Right, this time I let you in on a little side plot that's been brewing as of late. We need to do a shit. Anxious to get to Mullingar or any place before that has a toilet. Alright lads, it's currently 10 minutes past 12. 12 minutes past 10, and we are 18 kilometers from Mullingar, so I'm going to get to this lake like ridiculously early. I think I'm going to go to Athlone and see how I do, because when I get to Athlone I'm actually more than halfway across the whole country from Dublin to Galway. So yeah, I'll see what I do then. I might like camp kind of close to the end maybe this evening, because I do have the tent, and it would be a bit of a shame if I went the whole way today and carried the tent and the sleeping bag for nothing. So yeah, I'll keep you posted.
At this point, spirits were high, even though my radio wasn't working. I was listening to ambient Aphex Twin music on my phone, and I was about 15 kilometers from Mullingar. I was going to be there nice and early by the looks of things. I didn't know where I was going to camp that night, because the idea of camping by Loch Ennell was looking more and more unlikely.
Oh ho, we're in Mullingar now, boy. Well, 0.5 kilometers away. I'm gonna do a poo.
Man, this thing won't know what hit it. I had a lovely lunch in Mullingar, and I stayed for just under an hour. I also picked up a book.
Alright, just leaving Mullingar now. 40k to Athlone. Had a nice small bit of lunch from Duns and Mullingar. Yeah, no more canal. Canal has gone by the wayside.
By now I was on the old rail trail greenway from Mullingar to Athlone, where you can see the old train track kind of poking through the foliage there on the right.
Okay, I'm about 11k in to the old rail trail. That's a Castletown station there. Yeah, definitely going a little bit slower. Took me, I think, 45 minutes to do around 10k, something like that. Like I definitely am slowing down, and what makes it worse is you can see for straight ahead for a really long distance here, so it feels like you're not really going very far at all. Yeah, just look at that. It's not really helping that cause there, but look, I'll get to Athlone. I think I'm gonna get to Ballinasloe, and I'll see if I want to stay there or if I want to go on to Loch Ray.
Particularly was very interesting to this. I think alcohol seems to make us escapists culturally lost. In Denmark, Wilhelm
the first stint of that old rail trail so hard was, I think there's a slight incline. It's kind of hard to tell when you look at it, but you only really feel it not when you're going up it, but when you suddenly start going downhill, and it's then you really realise the pain you were going through. Okay, here's another uphill stretch, but we can do that. We've done that before. Yeah, one thing I realise is I feel like sometimes I'm in the minority of people in Ireland who don't wear sunglasses on a day like today, or at least in the car. I mean, that I can kind of understand, but I've often been in situations where like I'm in a group and I'm the only one without sunglasses, even like even a day like today where it's kind of overcast, you could argue. I mean, sure, there's shadows from the trees, but I don't think they're all that necessary. I don't know, maybe I'm gonna get eye cancer or something. Just you watch. Okay, we just passed, well, not just, went through Moat Station. I don't know how long ago, maybe like 15, 20 minutes. I don't know. Say we're like 8k from Athlone. I'm not even sure if I'll take a long break there, because in Mullingar I took a break for like an hour, maybe just under. There it is. Lovely, lovely bench.
After Athlone, I definitely felt like I was in the west of Ireland, with wide roads, big fields, big houses with big gardens, and I definitely felt like I was in car territory, for sure. Vibes here were not good compared to the Greenway, but at least I had a nice hard shoulder. Okay, I am in Ballinasloe now. I got in, well, at 5:05 I got to this like petrol station just outside and had a cheeky Fanta. I got here, I don't know, 5:10 maybe, 5:15. Yeah, I'm at the marina now. It's quite nice. Those bathrooms are pretty goated. See that marina one there? At this point I'm faced with a bit of a dilemma. It's only a small bit of one, but it is 30 kilometers to Loughrea and 40 to Galway. So far I've done like 170, and I left 12 hours ago on the dot. But like, I don't feel extremely fucked. I feel like pretty fucked. But I'll get to Loughrea. And I don't know of any other good camp spots between there and Galway. It is definitely tempting to just go the whole way to Galway, just to say I did it in a day. But I'm not fully sure about that, because like there's no late night trains back to Limerick. I'm not sure if the buses will let you take the bike. Maybe, but the alternative for that is I have someone who I know who lives in Galway who I could stay with, but I don't want to kind of land myself in there last minute. And I also brought the tent, and I don't want to not use the tent. That would just be so stupid to have brought the tent on like a 200 plus kilometer cycle just to not use it. Like my bike could have been a lot lighter without it, if that were the case. On the way from Athlone to Ballinasloe, the first half was it was kind of tough mentally, not so much physically. It was actually fine, well, not fine, like a sore arse and all that, but no music or no sound. It was just me and my thoughts for, what was it, like 20 something kilometers. And it was, the first half was it was a bit more uphilly, I thought. And I actually had my first experience of proper
well, it wasn't proper, but compared to the canal and the greenway, a bit of wind, which wasn't the nicest. So my little brain hack trick to occupy my mind, I did two things really. The first one was kind of just looking at objects in the distance, like, oh, there's a junction, I'll wait till I pass the junction, that's my objective. Just to not be focused on what's super far away and get demoralized. And leading on from that, then I was just like going to every cast eye, like, oh, here's a cast eye, look at the next one, oh, it's gone by, look at the next one, oh, it's gone by. Just little things like that to stop you from going insane. Okay, quick update. Definitely losing steam now. Yeah, I'm going to stop in Loughrea for tonight. Then it's 40k to Galway the next day. Yeah, my legs are just in bits. I'm currently in Aughrim, 7 kilometers past Ballinasloe, or I think it's 7 or 8. And then I'll just pick my nose there. Yeah, it's like 22 or 3 to Loughrea. I'd say we'll get there by 8 o'clock. It's 6:22 now. That's my guess. And I will be so ready to just set up the tent and sleep, honestly, because this is by far the longest cycle I've ever done in my life. Yeah, it is just crazy, to be honest. By the time I've finished, I will have been on the go for like 15 hours, around that, something like that. Yeah, and like 200k done. Probably not setting any land speed records, but for someone with my level of training or lack of training, I don't know, I'm still pretty happy.
This is where I recorded that, by the way. The vibes were kind of bad in this particular spot. I divided the 30k journey between Ballinasloe and Loughrea into 4 segments in my head to make it a bit more easier mentally. This map gives you more of an idea of the places discussed along the way.
Alright lads, I'm in Kilbreakill, County Galway. 9 kilometers to go to Loughrea. I ran out of water. I stopped in this lovely lady's house in insert place name that I forget. And yeah, she's really nice. She's like, oh, do you want a cup of tea or a sandwich or anything? I haven't eaten loads. Like, I've eaten as much as I'd eat on a normal day. But just considering the physical activity I've done, I thought I'd be eating more. I'm probably just gonna get really hungry when I'm done.
This part was like a final push in the day for me. There were some nice hills, and I got to Loughrea sooner than I was expecting. I was listening to the Alcoholic Cyclist again.
Loughrea now, boy. It's just 8 o'clock. So I'll get to my spot in 10 minutes. Okay, got here at about 10 past 8. Locking my bike up from the night to this pole. Tempted to take the front wheel off and keep it with me in my tent because it's not locked onto the thing there. I could do it properly, but I'm not really bothered. Probably should. I don't know, I'll see what I do later on, but for now, I'll leave it like this.
So I actually did end up taking the wheel off my bike, just for peace of mind. There it is in my hand there, and I ended up taking it into the tent.
Oh, lads, this is my favourite part of the day. In my tent, nice and cozy. I think I'm going to read my new book that I bought in Mullingar Shopping Centre. Yeah, I see, because I'm a hiker first and foremost, I don't really have an idea of how much distance you can do in a day in terms of cycling. Like, I know 20k is a long walk, but with cycling I didn't know, like, is 100k too much, is 200k too much? And elevation as well, I think, in my experience, it affects cycling more than it would hiking. I don't know, maybe just because my bike is so heavy, that's kind of how I feel about it. But yeah, coming from Ballinasloe up towards halfway between Loughrea and Ballinasloe, that was actually tough. I was listening to this backcountry YouTube channel about alcoholism and sobriety, and I'm not even an alcoholic. Like his stories are just very enthralling. I enjoy them, but they were kind of not even in the mood for them. But just going up those hills and listening to it was intermittent with cars being really loud, but just the noise of the cars and the dark stories. I was like, okay, I've had enough. I need some positivity, so turn the phone off. And then I started saying to myself, like, you're doing really well, Colin. You're doing really good. Go at your own pace. All this, and instead of looking ahead at the road and getting demoralised, looking at the cat's eyes as they came along. And I think it's mostly downhill tomorrow, 40k. I keep telling myself that just to feel better about it. But yeah, that is me. Well, no, I'm not going to sign off, but just kind of chilling now. It's 9 o'clock. I got here at I think 8:10, quarter past. So yeah, that's almost a little bit. I'll call it 15 hours cycling, which is kind of insane because my feet haven't been giving me trouble like they would when I'm hiking. So this is actually a test of my endurance proper, which is cool. And I'll say as well, I could have gone on to Galway. Maybe I don't know, I suppose. But look, I kind of want to prioritize my body. See, I don't know the limit, but I don't want to push it because, like, I want to be able to cycle and actually get there. I didn't want to be going in the dark, even though I have my high vis and my lights. I also didn't want to the person who I know lives in Galway, they were kind of okay with me turning up, but it would have been kind of late, and I don't know, didn't really want to do that. If it was life or death, I think I could have done it in a day with no tent and no sleeping bag for a lighter bike. But yeah, I'm still happy the way things have turned out. Good morning. It's 25 to 8. I'm gonna get moving pretty soon. Lights out at like 10 last night. Yeah, slept pretty good considering I'm camping. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to just finishing this now. Google Maps says it's like under 2 hours, but I'll probably be a bit longer just because of everything I went through yesterday. Apparently it's twice as much downhill as there is uphill on this last 40k stretch, so that's good news. I packed up pretty early. There's my bike packed up there, and I got going again. The weather was nice. I remember on this day listening to Lyric FM Mystery Train on my phone. At this point, it had been a long time since I had last seen the sea, so this was a welcome sight. Here I am passing Oranmore train station. This was going to be the original finishing point for the trip, but I decided to go on to Galway. Right lads, made it to Galway. I'm actually not feeling too bad. It's funny looking in the mirror for the first time in a while. Yeah, I'm gonna have a nice fat fry now and head back in the train whenever that may be. Yeah, it's gonna be nice to sit down on normal chairs and not bicycle stools anymore. I have to say, at this point, I was feeling a bit indifferent about the whole trip. Still kind of happy to have it done. Here I am enjoying some local artwork. Then I had eggs on toast thanks to my sister, yum yum yum.
Then managed to get my bike on the bus, which was annoying because I had to take it off at almost every stop so people could get their bags out. I then tried to read my book on the bus, but didn't really bother in the end. Yep, there's the bus in the city. There's me looking in the mirror with the camera, and oh god, oh geez, look at me. I'm a bit worse for wear.